Hello, beautiful family, lovers of good things, lovers of beautiful things all over the globe. I bring greetings from a grateful heart. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on your time zone. Thank you so dearly for always tuning into this platform. I really do appreciate. Please do it to like our video, share, and subscribe. Today, I have a wonderful one that I want us to watch, and I will be watching it with you. Sit back, watch it, and I'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It's an impromptu. I had to just come, and I'm going to keep it very brief. I came across um, something just a few minutes ago. You see, I'm not in the business of all this personality nonsense. I haven't got that time. I'm not in the business of all these silly stories. I haven't got time for it. I'm in the business of looking at what is going on with humanity. I'm in the business of giving out as much message as I can, so long as God gives me here and gives me something to say. I'm in the business of getting human beings to reflect and understand where things are. I'm in the business of finding and correcting all the anomalies. There's just so much craziness and stupidity going around. And if we cannot stand up and face the truth and allow the truth to do that, which a medication for treatment does in our body, if we can't allow the truth to sanitize us and bring us to become human beings, if we can't allow the truth to do that, then we are finished. I just read something somewhere, and I'm not into personality, so I don't give a damn who wrote it. But it is coming across as Nnamdi Kanu disassociates himself from blah, 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 blah. Let me make it clear. It's so important we make it clear. Let me make something very clear so people stop fooling themselves. Even if people have not been warned, even if, and I say even if, because proper warnings have come from Nnamdi Kanu himself, and proper warning has also come from Mazi Simon Ekpa. These two people have given proper warning, and I'm going to say what those warnings are. But before even saying that, let me say, even if there were no proper warnings, every intelligent person, everybody who is an intellectual, not an intellectual, would know when Nnamdi Kanu has spoken and when Nnamdi Kanu has not spoken. Let me remind all the faithful that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, as a prophet, I believe he is, because he is. How do you know a prophet? A prophet is one who says it without fear, without favor, without profit, without looking for profit, without asking people to do something before he can say it. Who says whatever they say, and whatever they say in the interest of humanity comes to fruition. That means what they say happens. And there are a catalog of what that guy has said that I just repeat. Everybody, unless if you are a liar. So Nnamdi Kanu told, because Nnamdi Kanu knew that at a point or another, things might be very tough for him. That was why he said, look, you've heard all my teachings. You know my stance. You know me by now. Don't forget all my messages. Don't forget that my priority and the only thing I have been born to achieve, the reason for my being on this planet, is to bring about Biafra. This is my message. This message is hallowed. This message cannot be altered. Now, if for any reason I deviate from this message, know it that I have betrayed you. Know it that it is not me speaking. Something else has taken over me. Any day I deviate from this message, this is the message of salvation. So any day I deviate from it, know that I've betrayed you, and deal with me the way you deal with betrayers. Nnamdi Kanu had said these things. So anybody who understands messages, anybody who sees through things, would know that this is where this man stands. And it was actually because of this message I personally was able to deduce or be able to find out those who are really following Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and those who are not following Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because I remembered this particular message. My mission on earth is to get Biafra. That's the whole reason why I was born. If for any reason I step outside this remit, I step outside this mission, know it that I have betrayed you. That is a standing message. And that is why, as far as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remains under the custody of DSS, it doesn't matter even if they give him microphone and he starts speaking from there. I would not take anything he says from there. I personally wouldn't. I would not. I wouldn't accept it. No. Especially if that thing is not sounding like Nnamdi Kanu I knew before he went there. And furthermore, remember, Mazi Simon Ekpa had already said it. Simon Ekpa is the disciple of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu told us even before to listen to Mazi Simon Ekpa. He said, and that message has not changed. And it will never change unless, it doesn't matter whether Nnamdi Kanu says it, wherever he is now, that message about listen to Simon Ekpa, that's why he is our spokesman. Nobody else is our spokesperson. Because he is the only one Nnamdi Kanu mentioned that people should listen to and share his videos. That is bringing a different dimension to this project. Yeah? So that message has not changed. And Simon Ekpa is actually building on that prior message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He's not only a disciple, he's also our spokesperson. Anybody who understands structure will know that this is the man appointed. Nnamdi Kanu saw every other person. Nnamdi Kanu saw every other person. But this was the one he says, go and listen to him, share his videos. And he warned him never to allow the devil to enter him. And I thank God I have not seen devil entering Simon, because I would know. So Mazi Simon Ekpa has made it clear as our spokesperson, as the faithful spokesperson, as the disciple of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that we're not taking instructions anymore from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And I agree that so long as he is in that place, so long as DSS, so long as this evil terrorist government is keeping him, we cannot take instructions from him. There are two reasons for that. One is the terrorist government must know that whatever we are doing now is totally independent of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So They can't go and start punishing him because of what he said. Secondly, we know that they will continue to, even his own lawyers have said it, that they can't even have any private discussions with Mazin Nnamdi because everywhere is bogged. So how can you trust anything coming from Mazin Nnamdi? Now, you see, I'm beginning to worry about the intelligence of some of these people. Anyway, I don't believe these people are intelligent. Because if they are intelligent, Mazin Nnamdi wouldn't be there. Even he wouldn't have gone there in the first place, let alone be there now. Okay? I think we're dealing with absolute fools, absolute crazy individuals, because there's no other way to explain it. Anybody who has wisdom would have known where we stand, that we can no longer take instructions from Nnamdi until he comes out of that place, until he is totally independent of anybody else, until we know that he has gone through medical clearance, that he is himself. Then we will start taking instructions from him. And let me tell you, don't forget that even when he is speaking to us now, because Biafra is divine, Biafra is spiritual, nobody can stop it, not even Nnamdi Kanu. And that was why he himself warned us. So it doesn't matter, even if he comes out now, we know his message, and he warned us to keep an eye on that message, that message is his real self. So even if he comes out now, if his message changes, and that message is nothing to do with getting Biafra, then we will remind him that he told us that whenever he deviates, we'll tell him, you see, because you are not born to be controlled by another person. The British people you think are your gods are mere mortal beings like you. The same way each of us was brought into this world, okay? Because two strangers had sexual intercourse. That's how that's how the Queen came in. Yeah? So forget about all this nonsense we are doing here, okay? All of us are here to do some work. And you cannot stop another from doing their own work. Neither should you allow another to stop you from doing your own work. This is insanity. This is insanity. Biafra must come. So even if Mazin Nnamdi comes out now, if his message deviates from getting this Biafra, I'm sorry, he will be treated as a sabo, as a sellout, as a betrayer, because he already has told us to do that anyway. So he will be crazy to deviate from his own message. So I'm saying this because of what I saw briefly just now, which irritated my soul, and I'm trying to actually help these people out and say now they should stop saying anything. They should stop acting stupid. They should stop belittling themselves. They should stop the nonsense because it makes them look childish. I'm just trying to help them out by saying, don't you dare say anything regarding Nnamdi Kanu wants this done or wants that done, because you're making yourself look foolish. You're belittling both your newscaster, whoever is casting the news, and whoever is spreading the news. You make yourself look like, in fact, animal becomes better in terms of reasoning. Because, okay, you should know by now that every Biafran knows that we are no longer taking instructions from Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. So you should know now that it doesn't matter what Nnamdi Kanu says, as far as he is under the custody of these mad people, that everybody, when you come to say to us that Nnamdi Kanu said, you irritate us. You look stupid. The sheep, just a sheep becomes better than you. You lose all credibility. You lose dignity. You lose integrity. You lose everything. Well, I'm not surprised because the sort of thing I see is just incredible coming from somebody who could claim to be a human being. Please, I beg of you, for your own dignity, whoever you are, I don't care who you are, for your own integrity, please, please, we don't want to be looking at a human being and then all we are seeing is sub animal, sub animal, sub animal, sub animal. We don't want to be doing that. For your own integrity, for your own dignity, please, please, please stop bringing us any news from Nnamdi Kanu in terms of instructing Biafrans. Stop it because it makes no sense. Biafrans have already taken up their positions in terms of what they want done. They know the importance of Biafra coming. They know the importance of freedom. They know the importance of independence. They know the importance of everybody having the opportunity to bring out what God has put in them and not allow anybody to subdue that or destroy it. Biafrans already have understood that. Biafrans are not in the business of listening to Nnamdi Kanu's instructions anymore until he is free, until he comes out totally free from this whole madness. And on this note, I call on all those who have a hand in still keeping Nnamdi Kanu where he is today. I call on British government because they can't say they are not playing a part in what is happening. The part they played is quite criminal because even if Nnamdi Kanu was arrested on a genuine case, there is law in Britain. There is every citizen has a civic right, and British government have a civic responsibility that they owe every citizen arrested abroad. But they have to ask themselves why they did not play their part. It stands in history. It stands in history. But I don't think they understand the gravity of what they did. So, I'm calling on the current British Prime Minister. I'm calling on Katrina Lang. I'm calling on any member of the British government that has a hand in this continued detention because they can't say they don't know. I'm calling on the Fulani federal government. I'm calling on all the so-called Igbo leaders, Biafran leaders. I'm calling on all Nigerians, those who are Nigerians, anyone who has a hand in this evil deed to do two things. Because I'm telling you, this call is a warning. And it's only a warning because I know why it's a warning. I know why it's a warning. So it's up to you. But you have two things to do. One, you must release your hand now and free Nnamdi Kanu now. Now. I've kept saying this and people think it's a joke. Two, you have to seek forgiveness very quickly. Very quickly. I've already told you that every activity we do in life here has spiritual connections. Okay? God built this world like a house. We are all renting it. It's not, he comes and he goes. He doesn't actually give, he doesn't bother us. He's already given us instructions as to how we live. Just like if you are renting a house, your landlord will give you your tenancy agreement. In that tenancy agreement, everything will be highlighted on how things should play out. And the landlord doesn't often live with you, so they come periodically They come periodically. And then just the same, God is not God. God has just left this world for us and given us the autonomy and dominion over the earth, and asked us to do some work and replenish the earth. He's given each of us talent, unique talent, and He made each of us to be also limited in some areas, so that we can exchange. We can exchange. I can borrow from you what I don't have, and you can borrow from me what you don't have. That's why no twin is psychologically the same. They all have different gifts, even though they look the same. So this is how it is. And then suddenly, in this house we are all renting, some people ganged up and formed alliances and believed and started claiming that they owned the world and began to collect rents from others. This is the madness of the world. That is exactly what Europeans have done. That's the madness. They began to design colors and claim to be white when nobody is white. And then they assigned black to others, and when nobody is black. They formed alliances, built secret societies, and built up arms because all they want to do was to start stealing from fellow tenants. They designed, they changed, even if in this world, God rented this world free of charge. No, they decided to introduce charging you for being in this world and decided who should pay what rent and at what intervals. They even decided to make it a world where they decide who lives and who dies, even though they themselves die as well. But in order to impose lies on earth, they had to create all this madness. Now, I'm going to tell you something, because in the same way the landlord visits his or her property, yeah, God visits. God visits. God actually visits every time because He's always here. But His visitation is linked to termination of the human will and imposing His own will. Let me give you an example. You know, everybody that has read a bit of the scriptures would know somebody called Saul. Saul was allowed his will to do all sorts. Saul was using his will to kill Christians, do all sorts of atrocities. That is God not allowing you to do your stuff. But when God visits, He imposes His will on you. On the day God visited Saul, Saul knew God had come. That was the day on his way to Damascus. Go and read up on it and see what God's will did to Saul. The same thing happened to Goliath. Goliath was bulldozing his will around. Until God decided to impose, God visited, decided to impose His will. That was why little David took him down. It happened to Pharaoh. So, in the same way, you have these Europeans who are throwing their will about. You have them. They think, I don't know how, this is why I call it insanity. I don't know how somebody who came through the process I've just described will suddenly believe that they own the world. So they are throwing, but I tell you, God is here now. And here means He's going to superimpose His will on all of you. All of you that are holding Nnamdi Kanu. If you fail to release this guy, yeah? If you fail to release this guy, and if you fail to ask for forgiveness, I'm so sorry for you, because you'll be shocked what will happen to you. You'll be very shocked. And let me remind you, don't forget that guy is a prophet. He says, if you kill me, Biafra will come quicker. So don't tamper with that guy's life. I am telling you, you don't even understand where this guy is coming from. So I'm warning you people. We warn with that. Look. If you understand this life, if you understand this transient life, the first thing you would know is that every killer must die. Are you listening? Once you understand the mechanics of this life, the very first thing you would know is that every killer must be killed by the same death. Every thief, everybody who spent time on this world, all they are looking for is stealing earthly materials that were here before they were born. Okay? Must die and must leave behind all the things they stole. Because it is obvious that nobody comes into the world with anything. It's also obvious that nobody leaves this world with anything. You can go and ask the Queen of England, all those gold, diamond, all those things, all the army.
My word, that brings us to the end of this beautiful update. Do wait to like this video, share and subscribe. The best thing for you to do is to join this family by smashing on that red subscribe button that says subscribe and turn on the bell icon for more latest updates. See you when I see you. From me to you, I say bye.